Well, hello. Jeff Foxworthy, he was a comedian that had that special one-liner, "You might be a redneck if." Well, today, I'm going to switch it up and tell you my top 5, you might be a worm farmer if. So here it goes. And I'm going to try to talk like a worm. So this is how I think worms talk. Number 5. Every time it rains, you try to save earthworms. Number 4. Every time you see a robin or a bird eating a worm, you tell the bird to drop that worm. Number 3. Everything that's made of plastic, you think to yourself, hey, I could use that and make it into a worm bin. Number 2. Every time you see someone throws fruit scraps into the trash can, you wait till they leave the room and then you take them back out of the trash can. And number 1, you're watching me make this worm video talking like a worm. Well, that's my top 5. Now let's get back to my worms. Alright, let's look in worm bin number 1. I'm starting the migration method. And the reason I have a lot of food scraps and stuff in here is because I like to try to harvest my castings every 3 months. But living in the Midwest, we have really cold temperatures. So I'm going to try to harvest it at least 3 times a year. During the winter months, I won't touch it from January until June. And then the fall time, I'll try to do it within 3 months before the snow gets here. But we shall see. Castings are good. And I'm going to, once I harvest this, I will put all, like I said in my previous videos, all this excessive big chunks back into the bin so the worms can consume this. So they have their food scraps and stuff. Corn cobs still in here. But I put food scraps on this side because I want them to actually start migrating over here. So not much going on yet, but I am going to add some eggshells to give them a little more grit, which I use the blender. And when you blend it, you do not have to buy an expensive blender. You can go to flea market, thrift shop, can't speak, thrift shop or something like that, and get a cheap blender. So, and there's ways to process your food scraps. You can blend it, and like I said in previous videos also, to make worm smoothies, which they will consume that a lot quicker. Or you can cut it up so that way it'll have more surface area for your worms. Or you could just do like I do, freeze it, thaw it, and then let the worms consume it that way. But I will wait a few more days because there's not much going on with the worms migration, because a lot of them are still over here in these castings. But eventually they will migrate over there. So I'm not going to touch this for now. I'll just let them keep doing their thing. So now let's go look at worm bin number 2. Worm bin number 2, I applied the migration method. There's a few more worms that are on the sides here. And let's see. There's one on the lid, but he's going back into the bin. And if I haven't told you, thanks for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Getting my first 100 subscribers, so I appreciate that. It really means a lot. So once again, thank you for watching my videos and subscribing. The castings on this side, I am going to do next week. And then just put new bedding in and not touch these worms for a while. I will just feed them and let them do their thing. But on this side, this is the side that I fed on one side. So the worms should be migrating on this side. So yep, there's a lot of worms down there. So I'm not going to bother these worms. Look, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more, some more eggshells for them. Give them a little bit more grit so they can keep chowing down. And I have one more bin on the outside that I'm going to do an experiment. It's my kitty litter worm bin.
So I'm going to see how the population grows within 3 months. So let's take a look at that one. This is my kitty litter worm bin. Like I said, let's keep this one outside. Weather's nice now, so they can stay outside all for this time of year. I had some fruit scraps in there. They're consuming them. So it's a great thing. So they've not been neglected. They have food. I'm going to add a little bit more grit to this one too. Let them get back down to business. I just want to say thank you for your time. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the box below. You guys have a great day. Bye.